Too funny. I'm over here like jizzing my hair and didn't realize that my pardon me, that this was covered. It's 2:17 in the morning right now, and I am hold on, it's like so it's too bright. It's too bright. Ah, okay. Okay, there we go. Beautiful. Okay, that's actually like amazing. Okay, so it's 2:17 right now. I'm wearing a little nightgown that says "Dare to be different." I mean, but of course, that is my mantra, and that's what I try to exude to people so that they can, try to dare to be different. You know, apparently, there's certain things that I admire when people try to be different when it comes to like individuality. Oh my god! All right, so now I yawn. So yawn. It's this way. Okay, it be your own body. I'm telling you. So I wanted to come up on here because I actually needed to download one of the videos that I filmed this morning. I had made a video. I filmed a video of somebody speaking. Um, it was actually after that the video that was only like 29 minutes long. I what the hell? Pardon me. I made another video, but it was just like I was filming something that I caught on a live stream, and I wanted to play it back so that way I can respond to it accordingly. But in the midst of that that time, I was running an errand, so like I couldn't sit down and just talk next to it. But that is something that is on my to-do list. All right, so the status here is that all right, so slavery is definitely happening. People are obviously not who they pretend to be. Even people of certain type of social status, power, responsibilities, and all that jazz. Society seems to be okay with oppressing others, but again, not themselves or not the people that they actually like or admire, things of that nature. If somebody is useful, then they will try to be utilized. So that's what I said. Slavery is definitely a thing. Obviously, what was it? I think it was in Jefferson's what you call it. He was saying like how Jefferson. I don't think it was Jeff. I think Jefferson was on this book up. Hmm. Yeah, I'm thinking of another president. Like I have to be. I can't. I don't think that's an. I have to look for it. But there was a document written down by a slave owner, a prominent one, and he was stating about how hard or how bad he felt for the slave, but at the same time, simultaneously, like he needed and he depended on said slave. So it's like I'm sorry, I'm still struggling with said. It's just like oh God, it's annoying, but you know what? We move, and we move, and we move. Um, so yeah, okay, whatever. So people people have this thing where they obviously feel for me. Some people say that they feel for me, but at the same time they've spent literally over a decade um in my atmosphere and just taking and not giving anything of actual value to me because they were users. These people are one-dimensional users and abusers too. They'll give out some superficial shit. They'll actually, it's like It's like breaking something and then telling you how to go about fixing it your own self, and then also criticizing you about it. So say for instance, you're in the background. Say for instance, I'm working and you're in the background going ahead to infiltrate my work area and network with coworkers and things like that to lie about me behind my back. So you're there to take my image, and you're there to for no reason, just because you wanted to fuck with me. Because I gave you entertainment, I made you laugh just for the fuck of it. So you go behind my back and you affiliate yourself with my coworkers, and then there's a lot of passive aggressiveness. And because your toxicity happens to work on people who are weak like that, you attracted them, and you've also attracted other people who seem to be very keen to be very toxic, ugly, weak. Because again, anybody who's definitely weak has things behind their back and also in a crowd, and in tandem. Like, you have to do it behind the back and in a crowd in order for you to feel like of somebody of importance or value. So yeah, the thing about that is, you then gaslight me and tell me to, oh, why don't you go ahead and look for another job? Or you try to do it in order for me to look for another job, only for you to repeat that, because this is not the first time that you've done that. You decided to take it upon yourself to interfere with my previous job. You lie about me, or you just say mean things in order like that. Like, oh, well, why is she always wearing jeans to work or something like that? I'm 6'3" tall. I'm 6'3". It's really hard for me to find clothing that's actually like, of quality for me to wear. But people wanted to nitpick on every little thing. Oh, why is she wearing, the same clothes, every, like, either every week or every other week? And you neglect to mention that, my salary is this, or that you actually don't want to promote me for anything or give me a higher salary. Or if there's time for like an annual salary to increase, then you want to give me the bare minimum. And I've also kept documents on that. I've also kept documents about the part where I mentioned about gang stalking, and you guys acted oblivious to it. But then at the same time that, because I work in the political department, that you guys wanted to make it seem like I was copacetic with everything. So then you affiliated yourselves with governor, political affiliates, the president, and then you're making it seem like, oh, I'm okay with being abused. And come to find out, even recently, and just having things, just kind of materialize in front of me, it's just like, no, this is worse than just, the abuse of power. This is literally slavery. And slavery, I feel like, is just slavery is a form of abuse of a power, but this is actually, I just feel like that's worse, because your crest is, freedom is the red, white, and blue, which is freedom, liberty, and justice. And it's just like, you're lying. You're lying. A lot of the shit that you're doing is very completely, seriously, cap. Like, you're pretender, the great pretenders. You go around taking pretty pictures and making posts and trying to make yourself seem important, but in all reality, you guys front. It's not even like fronting, like, oh, we're a big old happy family, when in actuality you guys are really fucking miserable, or you guys slap each other around, or even worse, like, you guys do all that and cheat on each other. But it's just like, you have that energy. You have that energy. So, when I had mentioned earlier about the discovery of like what it is that Black people have been convinced to do and are obliged to do now when it comes to slavery and participating in slavery, I went about my day, went about my errands and things of that nature, and I was thinking, like, I was overhearing, like, some music and stuff like that, and I was also playing some videos, not music video. I was playing some music videos, but I was also just playing some more like content to kind of get a heads up on, like, where the status is as far as accountability and things like that. And whether it's easy or not, it's just like, again, a lot of people are very gung ho to keep something for as long as possible, because this with the realization about, slavery, is the same kind of stubbornness as before. The same kind of stubbornness about, what is it, the concentration camps and things of that nature. Things didn't really happen or make an effect until, you know, it's past negotiation and it's past patience and things of that nature, where actually something needs to happen, something physical. Often, I've never seen, and I believe that there's a quote where it's just like, I've never seen, anything that was like really peaceful, um, come out of. I never seen, but people who do violent things. Like, I've never seen a moment where victory was won by a peaceful protest. Like, you had to have the mix of the two, because that's why you always are initially diplomatic. You give the whole negotiations and this, that, and the third, and then you show war. Um, you respond accordingly. And for people to judge me, I'm like, you are the same people that are supporting, other wars, like, and then riots and things of that nature. So, like, come up off that, come up off that. Like, stop trying to pretend like, you guys weren't over here literally, like, supporting the Ukrainian war, or George Floyd, things of that nature. Things have to have a balance where it's, negotiation, and also, you really show your muscle, because, people cross boundaries. People definitely cross boundaries. So you'd be talking from a hypocritical standpoint. When I was in my car, I was just overhearing some things about, of course, people wanting to pair me with people, abusers, uh, my abusers and things of that nature. And I was just like, that falls in line with slavery still. Even trying to hook me up or trying to pair me or make it seem like I want to have a relationship with any of my abusers when I don't. That in itself is another sense of slavery. It's when you want that person to either stay connected or bound to, when the slave wants to, excuse me, when the slaves wants to have obviously nothing to do with the person who's trying to abuse them, which is, like the government, in such situations like that. And you make it your business to you've made it your business to try to be messy about it. Again, like, you're trying to make it seem like it's one thing, like, oh, we're just being messy, we're just being trolling, we're just being, playful haters and things of that nature. Like, denial is really heavy, and it's really off-putting within a large group of the Black community that wants to keep this shit going and make it seem like, oh, this is just messy kind of telenovela drama. No, when this is actually slavery. The abuse is apparent. Okay, we've listed it for what it is. Also, in addition to the exploitation. Okay, like, that's not going anywhere. Like, I've witnessed it, and I have documents, and I have screenshots and supportive evidence to that. Speaking of which, I also recently just downloaded some information in regards to the people who are really trying to save face. So there was recently a video about, like, some triangulating information, and people made like 120. It was like over 120 comments of people saying, "Oh, this resonates," and this, that, here, and the third. This resonates. It's about me in a relationship, and da 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 da. Because they trying to silence and dismiss my claims. They want to try to make it as they want to try to dismiss my claims as best as possible, and make it seem like this is just, something that I've um come up with in my mind, when it actually isn't. Like, people are very, very specific about what it is that's going on with me, and whether people want to admit it or not, or try to save face and try to make me seem like the crazy person, it doesn't dismiss the fact that you guys have been participating in abusive matters. Okay, like, let's cut this shit. Don't try to make it seem like I'm going to be somebody who's going to become irate over, your stupidity and your ignorance. This is something that's happened a long time before us, or before most of us. So it's just like, I'm not surprised by the theatrics or the desperation that you guys are doing. You're like, is this gonna upset her? And I'm just like, no, you guys are predictable. You guys are extremely predictable. All I needed to do was just call you out. And like I said, I was just waiting for you to make your move, and you made your moves and you're still doing things, but it's definitely predictable. Whatever it is that you actually try to tend to do, even if it's you're trying to become original about it, it's just like you're desperate to still have control over somebody who doesn't want to be a part of you, like to be a part of you or be with you or have any connection with you. And you've done the most to compete with this person. You've done the most to try to harm this person mentally, socially, financially, everything. And your toxic ways in regards to humiliating this person, watching and stalking this person only makes you just a huge ass minus and a hindrance to this person, to my well-being. I'm sorry, I'm speaking to myself on like the third person, but it's just like to my well-being. You're not somebody who I would ever want to either look up or link with. And this is very wild that people who this person reports to, because at the end of the day, why would you want to try to compete with me? If you felt like you were so big and bad, you wouldn't try to need to compete with me, or compare me to you. You're trying to impress somebody else, and it's not just to yourself, but you're trying to compare me, use me as a factor in order to compare yourself to, in order to oppress somebody else, like the higher ups and things of that nature. So, and the thing about it is just that the higher ups are allowing this shit. But I've seen countries and I've seen kingdoms fall. I mean, well, I've read about kingdoms falling, and I've seen countries, separate and disband and things of that nature. Like shit, the U.S. of A, the United States separated from the United Kingdom, even though they have background dealings and that we do not know of, but there's just very secretive, secret contracts in the background, along with France. But I mean, you have the U, and I'm not talking about the UN. I'm talking about something else in addition to that. So yeah. So with that being said, it's like yeah, not I'm not impressed by you, and I'm not threatened by you. I'm not intimidated by you or anything like that, because you're really just an annoying gnat, an aggressive gnat. Don't get me wrong, but definitely just an annoying one. And this particular individuals, but mostly the that disappointing large group of Black people that still want to become a minus and contribute to this one video that I saw that had like literally 120 comments, dedicated to be like fucking transparent with their tactics. I'm just like, come on now. You can't, whether or not you're trying to do your darndest to dispel any of my claims, you still are calling yourselves out for gaslighting me, also for the abuse, for stalking me. There's no denying the damage that you've caused to my life. Even though you guys are still like trying to invade my space and invade my privacy and things like that. Like you guys even got upset at the fact that I didn't want to date, one of your peoples. And I said that he's a sister fucker. And I didn't mean like, he fucks a sister, even though, I won't even go into that. But that he fucked, my sister, and that he also messed with my ex best friend. So it's just like that in its own is just like, no, 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 no. That's like, that's not for me. But like I said, with slavery, people used to pair people against their will with either the slave owner or another slave, and because that person wanted to keep a connection, a bond with that slave, because this is like, hey, look, you're my property, um, or I mean, and they were just like, they wanted more slaves. So either way, whether you're black or non-black, you have a warped, sick mentality to think that I am your property, or I mean, and it's really horrible of you as a human being to think that that this is good, that I would want to listen to you or that I would allow you. I mean, you can say whatever it is that you wanted to say, but it's just like, it would be a disservice to me to allow you to say these things without me stating, okay, how fucking wrong that is, hypocritical it is, if you should ever want to have justice of your own, because you are allowing the government to go ahead and practice on me and then do that shit with you guys in the background, because not all the laws that the government is doing is going to be advertised on the news, in the media, and it's normally leaked by somebody who actually gives a shit within the government. But bitches like you decide to he ha ha ha, and then you find out, oh shit, that like we you have like restrictions and whatnot like that. And it's just like, yeah. Well, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. That's what they're gonna think. I mean, it's literally the situations. So yeah, I don't my feathers aren't ruffled because you guys have been in your feelings about this elusive view or vision of control, power. You guys wake up every day and try to do things to interrupt my life, and it doesn't seem like you guys have much power. It seems like it's more of a weak kind of thing. It seems like you no longer, it seems like you ate the mushroom, and all of a sudden now the mushroom is has made you gone like back to small, and there are no more mushrooms. You're now like, so yeah. What happens next is really up to the both of us. I mean, obviously, you do something, I act accordingly, but we're also at the point where it's just like I'm not waiting for you to make a move. I'm keep on going. I'm just, nonstop on about my business. And no matter how you try to stop me or try to delay me or things of that nature, it's just more supportive evidence about, your inferiority complex. You try to pretend like you're a god, but then you find yourself at fault every single time and being human. And then every day I'm reminded by other people who literally look to me as inspiration and just like, okay, like, but you don't want to like go ahead and speak up for me. And I see the switch. Like, why should I ever want to be in a position to help one way users? Like my anytime I wanted to help people was actually because I believe that even if they can't help me directly, that they're helping me. I don't it's like I normally don't talk about the gestures or anything like that I do to strangers, situations. But I feel like it's a butterfly effect when it comes to doing good. I really do. I feel like it's a butterfly effect. Like just for a butterfly effect when you do something bad, I feel like there's a butterfly effect for when you do something good. It's just like, like karma, like it's supposed to come back to you. And I feel like, um, in a way, even if it doesn't like, materialize into something like, I guess like you would expect, it's like, okay, well, this person right here, you gave that person $1. Maybe that person might smile. That person might, open the door for somebody else like that, and then smile at them, and then so forth and so forth and so forth. It just seems like something like that to just give hope to the hopeless and to be able to, I don't know, make people honestly like persevere. But I don't like the fact that I've literally had my energy fucking weaponized and abused. Like, yo, that's really crazy. People are like really mimicked my personality and stuff like that in order to try to like manipulate other people. Like that's disgusting. And then not only that, people had abused or exploited my kindness in order to make money and a profit off of it. Like that's also I don't go for that. This is why I'm gray rocking more. Like there's moments where obviously I have my own thing, but for you to be an entity or a company and thinking that okay, well, made the best person win when it comes to my abusers and me. Because this is all a test. Like I'm not this wasn't something that I was meant to survive. Like, let's keep it a buck. This wasn't something that I was meant to survive. It's just been entertainment all the way until there's a moment where I actually become like, um, a threat. Because right now it's becoming a little bit like, edge of your seat moments. Like, okay, well, what's going to happen? Um, people still kind of feel, people feel, people at one point in time used to feel like 100% safe because, of, they didn't think that I knew much or anything like that, or that I was going to do anything. But it's damn sure not 100% anymore when it comes to safety. In fact, people might get a little cocky sometimes, like at the end of the day, because they have certain type of politicians and things like that in their pocket, and they've established a long-standing relationship. But it's just like at the end of the day, all you guys have shown was you guys can't really be trusted, and that you also are unethical and immoral. So yeah, well, I'm not going to disclose exactly what my intentions are, except for that I want justice and I deserve justice. Everything else, like we'll all find out together. We'll read it. We really will. But in the meantime, right now, there's people, especially Black people, who are doing allegations, people that are making up lies. And all that is what's called a distraction and deflection, because again, it doesn't dissuade, or it doesn't hide any of the malicious shit that you've done in the past, because its overall thing in the present day, this very moment, is slavery, is abuse. You are expecting me to work and do things to your accord without my permission, without any compensation, and also I would be punished if I don't follow your rules. All of a sudden I'm boring, or I need to entertain you guys because I keep looking at videos that are supposed to be like, informative to me, or just something to further show my boundaries to you guys. Because I don't want anything where there's going to be a connection. I minimize that shit as much as possible. So when I see people, or when I hear of people being very like, oh my goodness, like why is she still doing this? Why is she still being in like a routine, or this, that, here, and the third? And it's just like, well, it's because I honestly have, I have these burdens that I didn't need to have. Secondly, I know that you guys are in my space that I don't want you to be. So you're gonna listen to what it is that I want you to listen to. You may be paying these people, my abusers, a subscription service, but it's just like you're still gonna get the shitty end of whatever. However, you seeing me go through strife makes your lives, you seem like, I guess, less sucky, which is why you exploit that too through religion. In fact, you've developed a separate religion, and in that printout that I have, it doesn't look like it's something desirable. Like, see, it's just like the whole Christian crusade kind of situation where you have these modern Christians being super hypocritical, super judgmental, and it's just so off-putting. This is why people have left really the church. A lot of people have left the church to either, like, this is really sad. You know that you should know, and a lot of Christians don't even get this, but the toxic ones should know exactly how bad they are because of the increase in Satanism, and they're over here blaming music and shit like that. And it's like, no, bitch. It's also be like a large part of it is because of you guys and your hypocritical, like your hyper judgments, judgmental selves. It's insane. The calls are inside the house, bitch. Calls coming from inside the house, like it's crazy. And the same thing goes with these this cult following and things of that nature. Like, Like, why would you ever think that I would be interested in joining something like that? And you're being nothing but malicious. You're over here trying to recycle or regurgitate practices that, happened back in the day with slaves, where slaves, pardon me, had to adopt, were forced to adopt the slaves' owner's religion. And I can swiftly tell you that, I do believe in God, but I don't, I don't believe in it in the way how you guys want to try to manipulate me into believing it. And I don't want to, seriously. I just believe that there's a maker. I believe that there's a God. But you guys definitely weaponize the Bible against people. And I'm just like, yeah, no, no. That's why I say I'm spiritual. Okay. But I'm not even like there's different type of like tiers and different types of definitions and practices in regards to spirituality. And I don't need, I'm telling you, there's like not one person on this earth who I can be like, oh yeah, like, I study spirituality or I practice it like them. Okay. I don't practice Satanism. I just literally just believe that there's a God and I just move accordingly to my life. Trying to seriously mind my own business. But we're seeing witch hunts right now. We're seeing, people reenact like the Christian Crusades, and we're seeing people develop like cults and all this other kind of I don't say metaphysics, but weird practices, and it's just like leave me out of it. Seriously, like you guys repeating the past, and it does nothing but taint your own character, and it also taints your image, and it taints your spiritual beliefs and values. It really does. It really does. I mean, you might have some people who will try to follow you or partner with you at one time because you guys seem like, the winner because it's like, oh, look at all this ostentatious stuff that you guys get. But you find out that it's so freaking duplicitous. And it's just like, mm, mm. There's always a moment where kingdoms fall. And I'm just thinking of the moments where, you lose a lot to the point where you're just like, okay, enough. So thinking about like the U.S. versus the United Kingdom. I was thinking of Haiti versus the French, the the Haitian Revolutionary War, the Haitian War. I was thinking of I don't know. you know, this actually might be good. I see this video. It says Buffalo Bill and the pathology of identity transformation. And it seems like definitely something. All right, so in Silence of the Lambs, like there was this psycho Buffalo Bill who decided to take a woman's body and turn it into a suit and wore it, and then was just like imitating her. It was just like, or like imitating what it would be like to wear like her skin, and that shit is crazy and disgusting. So, like, yeah, damn. And it just feels definitely very on par with the behavior on the abuser who people are seeming to, suck the ass of. And I'm just like, it's really creepy, man. It's really creepy to say the least. To say the least. All right, so hold on. every single time when people get upset about me speaking out or anything like that, I'm just like, you're not in a position to make me feel bad about it. Like I've showed you skits and everything like that about women fighting back when it comes to like their abusers, but it's just like, you guys act brand new all the time. And I'm just like, that seems like a you problem. It really does. It really does. We're just always seeing you become, human, and you're doing the most to try to, I guess, like show you have some power, some remnants of the memories of when you thought that you were actually untouchable and and God when you're not. Because at the end of the day, you guys still make negotiations with society. You still make negotiations with other people. If you were actually absolute God, you wouldn't have you would not have to worry about any of that. You would just like your word is bond. That's it. That's it. That's it. Like seriously. You'd have to like literally say like you'd have to say things in order for there to be a chain of command in order for things to happen. But then you instead you have to go through different types of things in order to intimidate and silence people in order for them not to attack you. So there's the security of being all power, like, well, to me, all powerful. You're not all powerful. What? This is security of trying to seem like all powerful. Meanwhile, you're over here in the background trying to do certain things in order to overthrow a possible civil war, or upon like each continent, each country. Because like you definitely are doing nothing but pressing your luck. Not only that, but also disbanding within the connection within your own group. And there could be like the silent thinking of, wow, I really like you're part of our group, but I really don't like you. And somebody might actually think break away from that because it doesn't look like you're doing a good job when it comes to leadership or even the image of what your group represents really. I can go into that some more. But definitely like, yeah. If anything, I would have gone with your competitor. I mean, obviously, because you could see that whoever my abuser isn't really up to the par. But the reason why people are pulling up to them because they themselves are weak, weak-minded, weak-willed, things of that nature. And collectively, a lot of people are at a very, very low space. It seems like whenever I show like any type of happy and joy or anything like that, it infuriates the abusers, but it also makes other people happy. It seems like it makes the majority happy. Really, if you look into it, though, but a lot of you guys are too stupid and too blind because you believe that at that point in time it could also mean that, oh my god, that you don't have control, and oh my god, that you would lose any kind of connection with me and things of that nature. But it's just like you never had it. Okay, I don't love you. I don't want you. So it's just like the best that you can do is try to upset me or try to do something and to do something that stays, I guess, tethered or part of my life. I'm gonna insert that I've been looking into getting a lawyer because and I know that the obviously the lawyers are tainted as well as medical professionals and all that kind of jazz and everything across the board. So, but I want to record that. I want to record that and I want to put that on here because accountability. You know your crest and the flag and stuff like that is full of shit because that's literally you preach one thing, but you guys are obviously saying another. You hold a Bible in your hand, but you are actually lying your ass off. So yeah, we shall see. I mean, actually, we already know. We already see it, but yeah, it's just it's interesting.
Grubhub Plus members save more on the food they love with new cost-saving member benefits. A little warning before we begin. Hurry up there, you little shit! Come get it, pretty girl! Precious, please come on.
its skin, it does this whenever it's told.
Mr. My family will pay cash, whatever ransom you're at. Yeah, this is crazy. So this guy, the guy who wants to wear people's skin, assume and have identity issues, is trying to control the woman who he kidnapped and is trying to instruct her, to lotion up her skin to make it more soft in order for him to, I guess like skin her and able to it's like a tannery situation basically. Yeah, it's like a tannery. Disgusting. Well, okay, here we go.
It rubs the lotion on its skin, it does this whenever it's told.
Mr. My family will pay cash, whatever ransom you're asking for, they'll pay it.
It rubs the lotion on its skin, or else it gets the hose again. Yes, you will, precious. You will get the hose.
Okay. Puts the lotion on the skin whenever it's told. So you're telling somebody to do something. You've taken somebody's rights away, and then you're telling somebody to do something. And if you don't, then you punish them because then you're gonna give them the hose. You see what I'm saying? Like this is who you guys are. Like let's cut through this shit. Let's cut through this shit, and this is what you are. So every day it's just like you guys are just showing yourselves as a minus, and then you're just wanting to go ahead and then try to further gaslight me. It's like, oh yeah, like why don't you go ahead and look for a job? Actually, before I knew that I was being abused and surveilled, I had no problem with going to other jobs. That's why I worked for the staffing agency for a very long time because I actually liked the convenience of going to different jobs and working in different environments. And then I found, a good opportunity at the current job that I was in before knowing exactly what I know. Nonetheless, it was just like, yo, I cannot for the love of me, stand by or be quiet at the fact that there are people out there who literally feel entitled to a grown woman life, thinking that they have any right to tell me exactly what it is that I am to do with my life. When there are so many people displaced in this world that you actually could have, worried about, including yourselves. But you wanted to pick at me and you want to try to, and it's even worse because you want to try to delay me. And then it's even foul because you want to try to attach, some type of mission to it, a religious mission to it. Like that's sick. As Black people, that's really freaking sick. And as non-Black people, that's really fucking pathetic. So freaking threatened. You guys don't know how to exist and you guys don't know how to coexist. You really showed your ass. And then you gaslight me saying things where it's like, oh, look for another job, or, and try to judge me and be critical. And it's just like, you guys are not even being, you guys are not even including how toxic you are. Now, see, when I started this video, people were, I guess, were probably going to think that I was going to talk about something that they were trying to deflect. They were trying to go back into the whole telenovela thing. But no, I really just want to talk about how messed up you guys are in the head. And then you want to go ahead and victimize yourselves when it comes to being, having no equity or, a lack of equality and things of that nature.
Mister, if you let me go, I won't press charges, I promise. See, my mom is a real important woman. I guess you already know that.
Now it places the lotion in the basket.
Please.
Instructions.
Please.
Telling this person what to do.
Oh my God, please.
The tears don't work. The negotiations don't work. The patience doesn't work. This person has a very high superiority complex, and they think that entertainment is through the person's suffrage, and only what this guy, Buffalo Bill, only what he wants. He shows softness and kindness to other things and other people, who he wants to like, suck up to. He show kindness to his little animal. And he'll show kindness and patience, I guess with like the lady cop. Well, until she comes in and he's trying to kill her. But yeah, something like that. But it's like with other people. But it's just like yeah, it's you're showing yourselves. No, not showing yourselves. You showed yourselves. You revealed yourself. At this point in time, you disgust me. Why would I ever be in a position to be like, okay, I can see this in another way? No, I see it exactly for what it is. You guys are trying to address it another way, but it's just like, you can't do that without lying. And even with lies, it's just like, okay, well, then anybody with common sense, or even nobody needs a brain in order to realize like, okay, this shit is fucked up. This shit is really fucked up. And it's slavery. This really is. This is your attempt at slavery. You guys have actually executed slavery.
Places to look for the best.
I want to see my mom. Please, no. I want to see
What the fuck are you watching in the bag?
Why am I ever gonna have empathy or sympathy for any of you guys? You guys have developed apathy. Apathy because of your toxicities. Why would I ever see myself, wanting to relate to you or be patient with you guys? You showed your ass. Many times, over and over again. Many times over and over again.
Precious, are you out there, you little shit? Come on here, pretty girl. Precious, please come on.
There was a scene, but they don't show it though. But she was like trying to negotiate with the guy some more, and he ended up like getting really hostile, and she was just like, no, like she had the dog in her possession, and she was going to like hurt the dog, or like she was negotiating to hurt the dog, and the guy was literally about to like he was about to like he grabbed his gun because he was going to like try to shoot her. She was like negotiating in order to like for him to release her. I'm like, wow, this is crazy. This really is crazy. It really is. So on that note, I'm just gonna go. because y'all have really just showed y'all ass in a variety of ways to be just sick, twisted. You pajama wearing people. I mean, if I'm like, it's like, I swear, it's like superhero pajamas one day, and then it's just like these weird sadistic pajamas another day, wearing like, like the little weird Black Death masks, steampunk masks. Um, and I'm just done. All right. I will chat with you guys later. Well, I could care less about the abusers, but like I will come back on here later today, later tomorrow. I don't know, but later. And yeah, I think that's it. Wait, no, I think there's something else. I don't know. I love flowers. So pretty. You guys do your darndest to try to like make me feel down and make me hate myself. You guys look for the smallest thing in order to make me hate myself, but it's just like you hate yourself a lot more. At the end of every sentence that you make to criticize me, you hate yourself a lot more. You really do. That's why you work so hard to take the attention off of yourself and try to put it on me. But I know that I'm not, a shitty person. You feel me? I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not perfect, but I'm definitely not a shitty person. And I find the beauty in myself. Like a mixed bouquet of flowers. And that's apparently something that money can't even buy. Because if that was the case, then you'd have been fulfilled and content already. Think about that.